Hello everybody and welcome to another Vintage Cube draft. This is quite a pack to start. Honestly, I would almost just take this entire pack for the pack 1 if I could. Tundra, Tropical Island, Omnath, Factor Fiction, Jace, Urza, all really good cards to first pick. But because there's so many good cards in that sort of deck, like these blue value decks, I don't really want to take one. I just think they're going to get cut because a lot of other people are going to take those sorts of cards. So I'm more interested in one of the cards that's a bit more linear. Esper Sentinel for mono white, Derogatory Speaker for mono green, and Entomb. Derogatory Speaker is really good, and there's no other green cards in this pack. But I think I'm actually going to take the Entomb because it's so good in Reanimator. It's just like the best card by far, and so I think I'll speculate on this. There's a world where green's open and Reanimator's cut, and that would be sort of bad, but I think this is the right pick. Now we can take a Necromancy, great follow-up. Actually, the green cards are pretty bad here, so I'm happy I didn't take the Tree Speaker. A lot more good blue cards again, but that's fine. If I just pass a bunch of blue cards and everyone's drafting that and black is open, that seems great to me. Okay, there's an Inquisition of Kozilek. Two big Eldrazi. This one works with Shallow Grave, and this one works with any reanimation spell, but I'm still going to take the Inquisition first. If Ulamog comes around, that would be great, but it's not necessary. More good blue stuff. This pack does have some good green. But yeah, let's take the Inquisition. And this is a really solid start for a Reanimator deck. We need some fatties, but I'm not really worried about getting those early. We'll be able to get them later, almost certainly. We have the best Enabler, a Reanimation spell, an Interactive spell. Really good start. I would love a few tutors. Okay, Collective Brutality is good. This has 2 reanimation targets, so hopefully one of them comes around. But Brutality is perfect. It's a way to discard cards to start. So if you have your Terrastodon stuck in your hand, that works. And then you can also clear the path. Just take away their counterspell, take away their removal spell, whatever it might be. And then finally, the -2/-2 is good against some of the hate cards. So Containment Priest, Lion Sash, Scavenging Ooze. There's some creatures that can mess up your plan, and this takes those out. Whoa, super late Thoughtseize. That's awesome. Really good sign. This is both amazing interaction. Again, take away whatever they need for their game plan or to mess up your combo. And you can even use it as an enabler. You can go turn 1 Thoughtseize yourself, turn 2 Reanimate. Hopefully we will the Bazaar of Baghdad. I think we probably will. This card is not a high pickup for most decks, but we would play it if we are, in fact, Reanimator. Okay, this pack is bad. Vampire Hexmage is not that impressive, nor is Scrapheap Scrounger. Coercive Portal is a good value card, but I think I might just take Silent Clearing here. Yeah, this seems solid. I guess we also could end up playing multicolors, and Grixis could be fine, but Silent Clearing is pretty good. It gives us a little bit of redundancy against Mana Flood. It helps us to be just more consistent. So we'll take that, but it's not the best pack. Alright, Putrid Imp versus Toxic Deluge. That's an interesting pick. Putrid Imp is better in Reanimator, but Deluge is a more versatile card in general. I think I'm going to take the Deluge because we already have a couple ways to put stuff into the graveyard, but it is close. This card can buy so much time. Okay, Bone Shredder, Yawgmoth's Will, and Dam. Black is looking open, which is pretty good to see. I actually think Yawgmoth's Will can be a decent value card in these sorts of decks, but I'm still going to take the Bone Shredder. It's good removal against creature decks to start, but it's also really nice if we end up playing Recurring Nightmare, which would make us want to have some cheap creatures like this. Interesting. So there's Bloodchief's Thirst if we want some cheap removal, or Bolas's Citadel. And this card is typically played alongside Tinker, but you can just hardcast it if you're playing mono black, especially if we get Dark Ritual. I think I'm actually going to do that. We already have some solid removal and Toxic Deluge. So I'll take the card that's good against control. So the fact that I'm not too worried about the fact that we have no reanimation targets yet, but I am a little worried about the fact that we have only one reanimation spell. We haven't gotten any since our second pick in Necromancy, but black is still looking pretty open, so hopefully it'll be fine. Here we're going to take the Wasteland. Great pickup. We're hoping to be mono black, so we'll have plenty of room for value lands like Wasteland. Alright, there's the reanimation target. Not bad. This isn't one of the best ones, but it can win the game pretty quickly, and it's indestructible. And now we get the Terrastodon. Alright, so that plugged one of the holes. Still need to get a few more of the reanimation spells, but hopefully that'll come. We'll take the Lotus Bloom, which actually could be good in this deck. And let's just hardcast these things. But yeah, what we really want to get in the next pack is reanimate, animate dead, things of that nature. Not the best pack for us, but not bad. So, it's between Dark Ritual and Hymn to Torok. Watery Grave is fine. Into the Triumph is fine. There's some really good cards in this pack, but not for us particularly. I think I'll take the Hymn to Torok. It's a lot more likely to wheel because I don't think anyone else is playing heavy black. Actually, yeah, I'll take the Dark Ritual and try and wheel the Hymn. I think Hymn would be slightly better in the deck, but it's close. And given that Dark Ritual probably won't come around and Hymn to Torok is, I think, well over 50% likely to, I think this is worth it. So we will take the Ritual. This enables the really broken starts, like turn 1, land, Ritual, and Tomb, Animate Dead. Okay, now we get a few options. One is Olivia Crimson Bride, but I don't think we need to take that this early. We could take Grim Monolith just to hardcast some of these things. There's Carrion Feeder and Cabal Ritual, but I think I like taking the Monolith here. It doesn't work with Terrastodon. It works okay with Ulamog, but just being able to accelerate into, like, with Dark Ritual and Grim Monolith, we have a lot of ways to cast Bolas' Citadel early, and if we pick up Grizzlebrand or Grave Titan, we could just hardcast those. So we'll take this. Now we get Makeshift Mannequin and Dark Confidant and Sundering Titan. All good cards. I think we just have to take the Makeshift Mannequin, though. I really hope Sundering Titan comes around because it's hardcastable and it's good in monocolored decks, but we only have one reanimation spell. I think we pretty desperately want to get more than that, so we'll take this. Okay, now we have another decent reanimation target. Volrath's Stronghold, which is okay, and then Murderous Rider just has a good value play, and I think I'm just going to take the Rider here. The Stronghold's pretty weak and should come around, and Elishnorn is a decent reanimation target, but not like the best by any means, so just take the good interactive spell. Oh my gosh, really late good blue counterspell. It's kind of making me wish we'd been on that plan, but this is fine. I think I'll take the Mishra's Factory. Actually, Port's probably better. Yeah, I'll take the Port. This shuts down Manlands. It's really good against certain value lands like Tolarian Academy and Guy's Cradle, and then it also is just kind of a nice form of mana denial and interaction early. So we've passed by a lot of blue cards, but we're in an open lane. We have every single card is a card we might play other than our 15th pick. We have some good lands, a good plan, so I think this is solid, but it hurts my soul to pass a Tundra and a Teferi in the same draft. Alright, good pack for us here. Una's Prowler is an enabler that's pretty solid, and then we got a couple playable reanimation targets. Not great ones, but solid. But I think I'm just going to take the Duress here. Having a lot of cheap disruption is really valuable. And we're not like hyper all in on the combo right now. If we had Animate Dead, Exhume, Reanimate, Grizzlebrand, like maybe we'd just go completely all in on the Una's Prowler, but here I think I'm interactive enough that Duress is worth taking. Alright, not much for us here. Thespian Stage is an interesting card just to play in any monocolor deck. If your opponent has like something good, you can copy their thing. Could also take Nighthawk Scavenger for the aggro matchup. I don't think we're playing any of the other cards. I would love to play Faithless Looting, but the mana's not there. Which one of these two is better? I think I'll take the Scavenger. Thespian Sage is only okay. We're not playing a bunch of value lands, so we'll go with that. Now I take a Snuff Out. Good. Sideboard card as well. Him to Torque Wield, not surprising, but good news. We get both of the black cards again here. Grim or Carrion Feeder is just bad, so I guess I'll take the Cabal Ritual for matchups where we really want to be fast. Alright, interesting pick here. There's Relic of Progenitus, which is a good sideboard card, but I think I'm just going to take the Bob. It's obviously risky with a few expensive cards, but most of our mana curve is super low. Close pick, though. Now it's Volrath Stronghold versus Elesh Norn. Really close. I think I'm going to take... actually, let's take the Elesh Norn. Volrath Stronghold is just pretty weak. So, yeah, we'll take this. There's a Bloodghast. Ooh, we got both of these. Those are actually both really good, but I'm going to take the Prowler. And then last pick, Leonin Relic Warder. Okay. Alright. I mean, we'll just take the Mox. It's off color, but still can't really complain about that. Mox is great. This pack is great. I mean, Fractured Identity, Dak Faden, lands. We've seen a lot of good cards in this draft. Imperial Seal is the second best card for us here, but pretty easy Mox here. Just speeding up is always good. This pack is not great for us. I think we just take the Ravenous Chupacabra. It's not amazing, but it's a pretty good value play. I would love to play Kaito, but we're pretty solidly mono black at this point. If we got Grizzlebrand, we actually could do Tendrils. We have a couple rituals, so that could be an interesting option. And then there's Coalition Relic, but let's just take the Chupacabra. Alright. I think we take Custodial Lich here. Consecrated Sphinx and Hornet Queen are both okay reanimation targets, but Custodial Lich is actually a solid reanimation target. Like, if you put this into play on turn 2 or 3, you'll probably win. And it also is hard castable, especially off of Dark Ritual. So, yeah, we'll take this. Pretty solid pickup. Still really want more removals, or reanimation spells, though. We only have Necromancy and Makeshift Mannequin. I really don't think that other people are taking them. I think they just haven't been opened, but still, we don't have them, so hopefully they are opened later in this pack. Alright, this pack is kind of a brick. Infernal Grasp is okay. Sheldock Isle is good, but we can't really play that. We could take Memory Jar, which is kind of an interesting option if we're playing Grim Monolith, Dark Ritual, Lotus Bloom. Yeah, I think I'll take that. It fills up the graveyard, so it like sets up your reanimation stuff and can find you your key spells. I'll take Mesmeric Fiend. But the fact that we only have 2 reanimation spells this late in the draft is a pretty bad sign. We need to get those ASAP. Well, there's one. We've got a Recurring Nightmare. And I think we have the creature count to support it, so that's solid. I'd still probably rather a Reanimate, but Recurring Nightmare is not a bad option. We're going to need to make some cuts, but it's going to depend on exactly how the draft ends up. Still no reanimation spell. Painful. We'll take the Fatal Push. But it's looking like we're just going to have to accept only having three reanimation spells. Yep, that is in fact the case. Bone Shards is a pretty solid card, though. Cut the Fatal Push. We'll take Woe Strider here. Alright, now let's start making cuts. We'll cut the Memory Jar. I think I'm going to cut Elesh Norn. We can move it to... We can bring it in matchups where that's good. But we don't have that many reanimation spells. Guess we'll take Tendrils. Dark Confidant looks good here. I'll take Hornet Queen, but then only bring it into matchups where it's good. Probably don't need Lotus Bloom. I like the rest of these ones, though. I think we can cut Hex Mage, but I'll keep the Bloodghast because of the combo with Entomb and because it's good with Recurring Nightmare. I like the Citadel. I like the 2 reanimation targets. I like having Woe Strider as a value card that also you can Entomb for. We could honestly just cut Terastodon. Although, we have enough. I think with 3 reanimation spells, 2 targets, that seems fine. Maybe we cut some of the more, like, Unru's Prowler, but I think Unru's Prowler is actually decent. Could cut Grim Monolith. I guess I'll cut the Grim Monolith. And then we could... Oh, Bazaar of Baghdad didn't come around. Geez. So like, maybe someone else was playing Reanimator, or like Shallow Grave Reanimator. Alright, how's this look? It's a low land count, but we have Mox Emerald 2, and we have a pretty low curve. Actually, I'll cut the Toxic Deluge and play, I think actually Grim Monolith in the main deck. And then we can bring this in against creature decks. But we already have a decent amount of removal. Bone Shards, Chupacabra, Custody Lich, Murderous Rider, Bone Shredder, Collective Brutality. Yeah, that seems fun. So I'll submit like this. Hopefully our Dark Confidant does not hit us for 10. See you in round 1. Alright, we have our opponent for round 1. We're playing a sort of combination of Mono Black Midrange and Mono Black Reanimator. We didn't quite get enough reanimation spells to go all in on the combo, but still seems like a solid deck. This is not a solid hand, though. There's a lot of live draws. If we draw Custody Lich, Bolus the Citadel, anything like that, it could become good. We have a piece of card draw. We have Grim Monolith, but I think we can still do better than this. Alright, this hand I'll keep. Put back one of the swamps. There's the Citadel. Okay, we'll see what they got going on over there. We're playing against Storm. Interesting. We have some removal, so I don't think we need to take the Burgie. Huh. This is interesting. I think I'm going to take the Lion's Eye Diamond. Oh, man, this is kind of awkward. I wish I'd saved the Inquisition. None of these... Like, we don't really know what their limiting factor is yet. It's not Burgie, though. I think I'm more afraid of Lion's Eye Diamond than Pyretic Ritual. I don't think Brain Freeze is scary in the opener, so I'm just going to take the Lion's Eye Diamond, but that's close and, like, not that great of an Inquisition. I think this should be a good matchup, though. We have 3 1-mana discard spells plus Hymn to Torok. Alright, Swamp Go. We're not going to be very fast here, but they're pretty far away from comboing us. There's the Burgie. I'm just going to take advantage of this opportunity to Swift End. We could try and save this for a potential Dak Faden or something, but I think I want to kill this now. Alright, just drawing a bunch of lands here. Not ideal, but they're not doing too much either. We can pass, establish a slow clock. And then in 2 turns, we can cast Bolus the Citadel. Okay, they have a Trinket Mage. We'll see what they get there. Oh, they fail to find, so they're just playing this to find Lion's Eye Diamond. Entomb is a pretty good draw. Oh, I guess one option would have been to just Entomb for Bloodghast there and put it into play. I think it's solid to just go for put a reanimation target in there, so if we ever find a reanimation spell, we're in great shape. So let's go Entomb for Terastodon. Alright, land, swing for 4. And then we'll cast the Citadel. Hopefully it resolves. We know 2 of their 4 cards. Okay, nice. Do we want to play Bone Shards here to kill our own thing, just to get another look? I honestly think I will. So we're going to sack off our own Ravenous Chupacabra here. This is just to look at the next... Yeah, see, so we wanted to get to the Duress. That definitely paid off. Duress you. They could fire off a little, like they could just go Pyretic Ritual Brain Freeze here. And mill us for 15. But that definitely wouldn't be enough to win. Alright, yeah. I don't think this is that much of a threat. Unless they can flash it back or something. We're going to, of course, stop in between each one. If we have an instant, we could play it off the top. Okay, there's a Dark Ritual. Kind of interesting. Mana Crypt, Memory Deluge. Okay, let's take the Mana Crypt. And then we will play this. Let's see, Recurring Nightmare's gone, but we still have 2 reanimation spells in our deck that we could hit. So I will play this. There's a Makeshift Mannequin. Nice. So let's bring back Terrastodon. Oh, and then we can just cast Ulamog. Okay, so this should be game. Blow up this, this. Oh, okay, we actually don't get to cast the Ulamog, but this is fine. I don't really see a way they can win from this position. Alright, let's swing with Terrastodon and an Elephant. Alright, they go to 11. We'll go land Woe Strider. Oh, yeah, land Bring Back Bloodghast, Woe Strider. And now we have a lot of pressure. Alright, there's their blue source, so they can play Memory Deluge. And if they find a burn spell, they could kill our Terrastodon. Let's see, right now if they block the Terrastodon, they take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. So they actually are dead on board, unless they find a removal spell. I'm going to scry one end of turn, because this goat isn't doing anything otherwise. That's a good draw. So let's go for Necromancy to return Bone Shredder. I guess, actually, Ravenous Chupacabra is better. And now, even if they kill the Terrastodon, we kill them. Alright, sweet. So we take down Blue-Red Storm in game 1. Good start. Should be a good matchup. So we don't want as much removal. It was actually fine there, but I don't think it's very good in the matchup. I'll still play Murderous Rider, but cut the other ones. Sword of Feast and Famine is kind of interesting. Cabal Ritual is interesting. That's kind of it. I guess we could play Lotus Bloom. And then we could play another land. I think I will bring in just these two and not another land. This speeds us up a little bit, lets us be proactive, and then on the draw, I think 15 is fine. Yeah, we'll do it like this. And then we can bring in, we'll probably go like cut, sword, bring in land on the play. Okay, very good hand. Inquisition into Dark Confidant is a start as old as time. Well, maybe not, but pretty old and pretty good. What you got? Okay, this hand is kind of bad. Direfleet Daredevil can cast our Inquisition, though, which I don't really want. And Brazen Borrower can bounce our Dark Confidant. I think I'm going to take the Brazen Borrower here, so that we can get the Dark Confidant going. Another island, and they pass. Get this Dark Confidant. Now they're probably going to go Direfleet Daredevil, Inquisition to take Recurring Nightmare, but if we can hit lands, we can just win a fair game with this hand pretty quickly. Yep, there's the Daredevil. So they're holding Bergie, Lion's Eye Diamond, and 2 unknowns. Alright, hopefully we hit a land here off the bob. Not a land. And we drew the Ulamog. So we have a few options here. We could kill their Direfleet Daredevil. Yeah, I think I'm going to just do this. We'll go cast with 3 modes. We might not even hit anything, but I actually want both of these 2 cards to be in the graveyard. Okay, Brain Freeze or Pyretic Ritual. I think I'll take the Brain Freeze here. Then we'll hit them for 2. So if they draw a land, they can play Pyretic Ritual into Hamful, Horn of Bounty. And they just hardcast Burgie on that side, sure. We can kill that. Ooh, Hymn to Torok seems better. Let's do that. So they have no hand. We don't have that much pressure, but we have Dark Confidant going, and we have a pretty good hand, so I think we're very favored from here. They could always top deck a Time Twister, but Sun, something like that, we're in a really good spot. So they'll hit us for 3, put us to 15. We do need to kill this pretty soon, because our life total, we could always flip a Terracodon with this Dark Confidant. Custody Lich, that's pretty expensive, but it's fine. So bring this back. I'm going to kill this, discarding... Actually, I'm going to just sacrifice Bone Shredder, I think. And then we can stick the Unage Prowler and start beating down. Alright, come on, Dark Confidant, don't kill us. Nice. So we'll go land, bring back the Bloodghast, hit for 5. And then we'll play the sword. Now our Bloodghasts even have haste. Alright, they just passed. I don't really know what they're holding, but got to feel pretty good about our position here. Okay, let's go land, equip. Okay, that's very unimpressive. We can just re-equip. So that's fine. Land, equip here. Put it on the flyer. We'll attack. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to entomb for Woe Strider. Actually, no, that's too greedy. No need to do that. We're just going to entomb for Terracodon, so we don't need to worry about drawing it. Yeah, let's just pass. I don't really see any reason to make a move here. We entomb for Terracodon, which removes the only way we could lose the game, and then we win. Play the port, bring back Bloodghast, 3 lethal attackers, good game. Alright, so really smooth start. We're 2-0. I'm not surprised we beat Storm. It also seemed like that wasn't the best Storm deck, but then again, most Storm decks are pretty weak. Yep, so far 1-0. I'll see you in round 2. Alright, we have our opponent for round 2. We're on the play against Twizzlers 33, and I will keep this hand. It's kind of dicey. We don't have that many ways to get to the combo. We don't have a way to discard the Ulamog, and we don't have a way to bring it back. So we're not, this is kind of a dead card, but just on the strength of Bloodghast, Wasteland, Bone Shredder, I think that's enough. We can put up some pretty quick pressure. We have a recursive threat. We have a removal spell. So I think this is solid. And then we also have a lot of discard spells we can draw into. Our best draw would probably just be Dark Confidant. Hymn to Torok would also be up there, especially against the Mulligan. Another black deck, okay. Mox Emerald, not really a good draw there. We don't need more mana. If they're playing Reanimator, that's going to be a bad matchup. They're just going to be like a more consistent linear version of the same thing. But hopefully they're playing Blue-Black Control. That would be a really good matchup, I think. Like if they just go Underground Sea, Jace, Vren's Prodigy. And we can go Mox, Bone Shredder, kill your Jace, Wasteland, kill your land, hit for 2. Or if they like have just removal spells and kill the Bloodcast, that would be great for us as well. That Hymn to Torok actually helped us. That's kind of hilarious. Let's go land Hymn to Torok. Now we're closer to getting the Ulamog down. Ooh, interesting. So they're playing black-white and maybe blue-red. Just a lot of stuff over there. They're playing red too. All right, a lot of things going on. All right, shift for 2. And there's an argument to saving lands to bring back Bloodghast, but we're also playing stuff like Bolas' Citadel in our deck. So now we can play that if we top deck it. I think that's worth it. Ready. Okay, that's pretty... Oh, nice draw. So I'm going to hold the Wasteland here. Just play the Custodian Lich. And then hit the Duretti. Based on what we've seen of their deck so far, I think it's going to be pretty hard for them to become the Monarch. Okay, pretty weak play there. Let's send both at Duretti. We could hit the Collective... Oh, they're playing something here. Pestermite, alright, fair enough. We have Collective Brutality to kill that. Block, that's fine. Let's go land to bring it back. And then Collective Brutality, and I'm going to discard a card to do both. So look at your hand, kill your creature. Nice, we get their Time Warp. They were very close to the Infinite combo, but now they're really far away from it. I guess they still have Twins, so they could just top deck Deceiver Exarch into Red Source, and that would be bad, but you gotta like this position here. With us still drawing 2 cards a turn. Alright, they concede. So they're playing, I guess, Grixis, but they're even playing white, so 4-color Twin, but with no non-basics. Seems a little sketchy. We have some good sideboard cards here. Snuff Out breaks up their combo very effectively, as does Fatal Push. Well, Fatal Push medium effectively. Vampire Hexmage seems medium. Deluge seems medium. I don't think we need either of those. As for what to cut... Bone Shredder seems only okay. I'll keep the Ravenous Chupacabra, though. Bloodghast is pretty bad against Duretti, and we're on the draw. I think I'll cut that. Do we want to play any more lands? No, this seems fine. We'll submit like this. On the play, I'll probably try and bring in a land and cut something. I don't know exactly what, but hopefully it doesn't come to that because we take him down in game 2. Alright, this hand is phenomenal. I think we just Wasteland on turn 1. Ooh. Yeah, we'll Wasteland on 1. Shelldock Isle. Fair enough. Let's play Swamp and Pass. The Mirror Signet. Okay. We're going to get our Dark Confidant down this turn. And we don't quite have enough mana to put Terracodon into play next turn, but we almost can. Jace the Mind Sculptor, bounce Dark Confidant. That's fine. Ooh, good draw. Still just going to go land, Bone Shards. Discarding the nasty Terrasti. And then we'll play Dark Confidant. Force of Will pitching Deceiver Exarch. Fair enough. If they bounce the Bob again, we can bring back Terracodon and we'll be in a really good shape. What I think I'm going to do next turn is go Entomb for Bloodghast. Oh, wait, did we cut the Bloodghast? Dang it. We did, didn't we? Yeah, I would love to go Entomb for Bloodghast and play land Recurring Nightmare and bring back Terracodon that way. But we don't have that luxury now, so I think we're just going to need to play Necromancy, presumably. If they bounce Dark Confidant and pass, we can go Necromancy to bring back Terracodon, and we have to decide what to kill. Probably Jace, Shelldock Isle, and one of our lands. It seemed a little too risky to give them all 3 elephants. Demonic Tutor, okay. They're doing some stuff over there. Bounce the Bob again, pass, yep. So alright, yeah, we're just going to do our thing. I think I will get the port down here because I might end up discarding this Swamp later. And then we'll go Necromancy, main phase. We could blow up both of their blue sources, but I think it's better just to do this. They're pretty far away from the twin combo because they have no red mana. I guess we could even get Custody Lich with the Entomb here. We have Recurring Nightmare, so we can bring back another thing. And it's between Custody Lich and Ulamog. Ulamog will win if we get to attack with it, but Custody Lich has more of an immediate impact. It's kind of close. Snapcaster Mage, Demonic Tutor. Okay. I think against this, it's better to put Ulamog into play. Custody Lich isn't super effective, but I will attack them first. Yeah, let's grab the Ulamog. Mesmeric Fiend, that actually might be better. Let's attack with both. Sure. And then we're going to start with Mesmeric Fiend and see their hand. And if tapping a land is effective, we'll do that. If not, we can play Dark Confidant. They hit Toxic Deluge. So tapping a land does not do anything. Let's take the Deluge and play Dark Confidant. And then our plan is to sacrifice the Dark Confidant to their Liliana. All right, sweet. So we pretty easily dispatched blue-black. Or I guess they were all sorts of colors, but mostly blue-black. I thought this deck was kind of questionable, to be honest, but we are 4-0, headed into the finals, so maybe it's a secretly broken trophy deck. See you in the finals. All right, we have found the final boss, and they go by the name of Ecol King. We're on the play, and we have a great hand, another discard into Dark Confidant hand. We're a little bit away from the combo, but still, this is just phenomenal. Lots of disruption, card advantage, half of the combo. Mox Diamond seems kind of bad here, but I still might take it. This is a weak hand. I guess no, I'll take the Mox Diamond. Dryad of the Elysian Grove is just not that scary here. The sneak attack is scary, so we're going to take that with Thoughtseize, but we can play Dark Confidant first. Okay, drawing Bolts to Citadel there is not a good draw, but I'm glad it's not in our deck anymore. Flipping this and hitting ourselves for 6 is a little bit dicey. Okay, Breeding Pool. They actually don't get a red source. That's kind of weird. There's Razor Verse Thicket and pass. Let's flip a land. That's way better. So we'll go land, duress. Okay, we'll take sneak attack. I don't really care about the Dryad. Do we? Okay, well. Here's what I think we want to do. The Dryad is a little bit good this turn, and it quickly decreases in value over the course of the game. Whereas Garruk will be better later. So what we're going to do is take sneak attack now and play Mesmeric Fiend to take the Dryad. And eventually they'll get the Dryad back, but that's fine. And then we'll Thoughtseize the Garruk next turn, probably. And Inferno Titan is a long way away. It could be scary eventually, but that's not a priority. I guess we could also just go Thoughtseize. If we draw land, we could go Thoughtseize their thing and then Inquisition. And then bring back the Inferno Titan. That seems pretty sweet. Yeah, let's do that if we hit land. Which we do. So we can play land. Play Thoughtseize. Wait, what? I thought they had a Garruk. What happened to their Garruk? I'm very confused by that. I really thought... Oh, wait, right, it's under that. Okay, sure. So, land, Necromancy. I'm not going to attack. There's no reason to do that this turn. We can just hit them for 3 and pass, and then this will close out the game really quickly. Well, Seasoned Pyromancer is one of the best draws they could have had. I still think we're in a good spot, but we could just die to a random Through the Breach Blightsteel Colossus, so we should be aware of that. Emrakul's actually not that good here, funnily enough. Still just want to draw land with Dark Confidant. Don't want to mess around with the low life total. Sure. Bone Shards. Not a bad draw, but we're not playing that this turn. Let's just play the Citadel. Sure. Bloomtomb. Do we want to put Terrasso into the graveyard to protect ourselves? Yeah, I think it's probably best just to put one of these big boys into the graveyard. I don't want to risk flipping them. Put Terrasso into the yard. Play Monolith. Is it worth it to play this Ritual? I think I will. Okay, it didn't really pay off. But we're not drawing it, which is fine. I don't really want to draw it. We'll go attack. 2 here, 1 to you. So we're dead to Through the Breach Emrakul, but they only have 1 card, and they're dead very soon. Alright, sweet. So we take down... My guess is like Omnath Sneak Attack. The fact that we can Thoughtseize their things and then play them for ourselves is pretty nice. Hexmage is good against their Planeswalkers. Snuff Out's okay. Toxic Deluge is okay. What do we not want? I like all the discard and removal. I like the combo pieces. Maybe we cut Bolus's Citadel, since they could be pressuring our life total a little bit more. And we could bring in, like, Deluge. Do we want to keep the Bloodghast Woe Strider stuff? No, I think I'll cut the Bloodghast for Snuff Out. I could imagine regretting that, like we did in Game 2 of Match 2, but this seems fine. Okay, I'll keep this hand. It's not explosive. It's a lot worse than the last hand, but we have a lot of interaction, including for Planeswalkers, so I think it's worth the risk. If they have a really fast broken draw, we'll be in rough shape. Utopia Scroll, naming blue. Okay. Ooh, great draw. No turn 2 Oko. Oh my gosh, they have a lot of good stuff here. I think we're taking the Soul Ring. Reman's fine, but not that good, and Mizzy Mortars is actively weak. Okay, I'll draw out the Remand here. There's the Oko, but we have Swift End at the ready. Pretty nice. They're holding Fiery Islet and Mizzy Mortars. If their last card is a Daze, I'll cry. Actually, wait, no, Daze doesn't even do it, so we're good. Swift End. Pass turn. Just instantly cracking the Fiery Islet. That's a sign of weakness. Alright, I'm going to jam the Woe Strider. Actually, I guess I'll tap this way, just in case they have Nahiri. I don't want them to be able to exile the Mox Emerald. So we pass. If they, actually, no, they can't overload Mizzy Mortars. They might just shoot the Woe Strider, which is fine. I will scry one if they do that. Mox Diamond. Weird card for them to play here. If they have a red source, they can overload Mizzy Mortars, but that's very underwhelming. Huh. I just got a text from one of my friends that they've been watching my Vintage Cube drafts recently and loving them, so that's pretty great to hear. I'm not going to disclose any names, but they're a cool dude. Time Warp, okay, that's fine. That doesn't really do anything here. This card is only effective if you have Planeswalkers or creatures on the battlefield for the most part. Here it's just a cantrip that costs 0 mana. Alright, they just pass. I think I will scry here. The only reason not to scry is Recurring Nightmare, but like we don't even have the Nightmare, we don't have something in the graveyard. We have a good card on top though. So we'll attack for 3. Then play Custodian Lich. The trigger doesn't do anything, but that's fine. And then they might be able to overload Mizzy Mortars to kill both of our creatures, but we'll still be the Monarch. So this is a pretty phenomenal position. Braid the Woe Strider. That's totally fine. I'm scared of their combo stuff. I'm not scared of their fair game plan. Other than Oko, but we had our clean answer. Garrick. That's pretty underwhelming. They make a beast. We can kill it. So we'll go land. Bone Shredder. Attack your Garrick. And then we can decide between Murderous Rider and Dark Confidant. I actually am kind of scared of Overload Mizium Mortars. I think I'll play the Murderous Rider though. Like we're still the Monarch. We're still in good shape, and I don't want to end up losing randomly to life total stuff. Like we have Snuff Out, Dark Confidant. I don't want to just flip 2 huge dudes in a row and lose a game that otherwise is pretty much unlosable. They do hit the red source, so they can overload the Mizium Mortars, but this is totally fine. There's the Recurring Nightmare. Okay. I think I will play Inquisition here. It's somewhat likely to miss, but I don't think it's more likely to hit later. They have Ugin. Okay, that's actually really good to know about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they can't cast it for a bit. Let's play Dark Confidant and Recurring Nightmare, and then try and find a quick clock. Okay, Thoughtseize, that's clutch. Now we can take their Ugin. And they're just cracking their Sunbaked Canyon, so they're not even trying to get up to 8 mana. Now the thing we're afraid of is sneak attack into a fatty. We haven't actually seen any big things to sneak into play other than one Inferno Titan. Ooh, they're cracking this now. Hopefully that doesn't mean they found their sneak attack. Pest Infestation. Okay, that's pretty problematic. We're not, like, dead by any means, but that is still a little scary. So let's go land. I think I'm going to hold the Necromancy for now, since it's our last reanimation spell that we, like, have easy access to. So we can go Ravenous Chupacabra to kill a pest. I'm going to hold the Thoughtseize here. There's no rush on it. Pass, and we can, if they swing out, which they are likely to do, then we can just Snuff Out to kill one of them and block the other 2. We'll lose our Dark Confidant, but that's fine. Okay, Entomb was a good draw. We can Entomb for Terastodon or Ulamog and apply a lot of pressure that way. Oh, we actually can't snuff these out. Okay. So in that case, we'll just block 1. They are going to hit us for 2. So they're the Monarch now, but we can take the Monarchy back, almost definitely. I think I'm going to get Terastodon here over the Ulamog. Okay, revealing another Swamp there is good. So let's start with Thoughtseize. And we pretty much no longer care about the Ulamog. Okay, I'm going to take their well, I meant we don't care about the Ugin. We do kind of care about the Ulamog. I don't really love shuffling all these cards in their graveyard into their deck, because there's some good ones. But I also don't want to be just dead to a top-decked, or in a bad shape against a top-decked sneak attack. So we'll take Ulamog. I don't really know why they didn't play Nahiri last turn. We will attack for 2. So we become the Monarch again. And then we'll play land, Necromancy. So let's blow up this forest, Mox Diamond, and our swamp. We'll pass. They can become the Monarch again, but that would mean that they lose a lot of stuff. Okay, yeah, the Makeshift Mannequin 2 is really good. There's still some risk of Dark Confidant killing us, but hopefully they use Nahiri to take out the Dark Confidant. So they're holding Ugin, which is dead, and then Nahiri, they can play the Nahiri. Oh, they can exile the Necromancy. That's a little bit problematic, but I still think we're in a really good position. We can Makeshift Mannequin to bring back the Terastodon again. Okay, so I think I'm going to take a risk here. Oh, maybe this is too risky. If we snuff out to kill their elephant and then block both their pest tokens, we go to 10, and we could die to Ulamog. There's a 1 in 17 chance of dying. I think that's still worth it, though. And then we want to just kill off our Dark Confidant next opportunity. Oh, they concede. All right, well, there we go. I think they should have not conceded there. I mean, I think they'd even seen Ulamog, so they knew there was a chance that they could win. At least 1 in 17. But, yeah, we won every single game. Again, I thought this deck was medium. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't particularly fast on the combo, and it wasn't particularly good as a mid-range deck either. But we had a lot of discard spells, which helped out a lot. We had 3 1-mana discard spells, plus Mesmeric Fiend and Hymn to Torok. We had a lot of removal spells, including 2 that could hit Planeswalkers, Murderous Rider and Bone Shards. We had a reasonable amount of acceleration with Dark Ritual, Mox Emerald, and Grim Monolith. And then we just had some solid mid-range threats. Custodial Lich put in work, Dark Confidant put in work. We were able to draw extra cards and then sort of incidentally reanimate something, even without that being our primary game plan. I think there was maybe one game where we put a fatty into play on turn 3 or 4, but other than that, it was like interact, kill their things, establish a bit of a clock, and then bring in something like Terastodon to slam the door. So an interesting sort of hybrid between Mono Black Midrange and Mono Black Reanimator, and it resulted in 6 wins and 0 losses. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.